person sitting in their dorm studying, so I would go out a lot. I would wear myself out. CEO and office home. I guess my secret for balancing schoolwork and getting good grades in college without like completely dying. How is dating in college compared to high school? On campus, sometimes people are barefoot. Hey guys, it's Hailey. Why do I keep pulling out the peace signs? Today I'm going to be filming a video answering all of your college related videos, and as you guys have probably been able to tell by the past few videos, my channel has like kind of taken a slight turn where everything has gotten a lot more like honest and open, and you guys seem to really be enjoying that. So I guess incorporating that method, I'm hopping from like topic to topic, and this one happens to be about college. I'm a second year now, so I have slightly more experience, I feel like. So I went on my Instagram like I always do, and I asked you guys to send in your questions. Follow me on there. I literally say this in every video just because people that follow me on there can always like keep up to date when I'm posting these on my story, and then they can be a part of these questions. I like took a slight glance before I started, and ooh, you guys went off. I think now that you know like no question is off limits, you guys like ask any question without being uncomfortable about it, which makes me really happy. Like I definitely see that change. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. What's the biggest difference compared to high school? I think in high school it was a lot more like teachers would hold your hand through things. It's so different when you get to college. Like literally no professor gives a I've taken classes where I've never even had a conversation with the teacher, like ever. Like the teacher probably doesn't even know I exist. But no one reminds you, or like no one's keeping you on your toes. If you're not looking at your syllabus, you're just screwed. Like my syllabus in every single, my syllabi actually, plural, is my best friend in every single one of my classes. Because I always have this fear that I'm forgetting something, and if you're one of those people, find agenda. And also because college is a lot bigger and there's a lot more people, it doesn't have that community feel that a high school would. Sometimes I see people on campus I've never seen, and I probably will never see them again. Are college professors actually as chill as people think they are? I think college professors are stereotyped as chill. I think they know that you're older. In high school, a big part of the problem was teachers would often regard their students as like teenagers and kids. Here it's like when you go in and talk to one of your professors, they talk to you as if you're an adult. They expect a lot more from you because they know that you are capable of that, and like you're older and you're more mature. Do college students actually only eat instant ramen? I had a good amount of instant ramen last year, especially because I was in the dorm. Now I'm in my own apartment, and even though I have like my own kitchen, I'm so used to my mother, which is so bad to say. And instant ramen is just so fast, and it tastes pretty good. It's cheap. Is it easy to make friends? This was a question that I really wanted to answer in this video. Like I said, it's less of a community feel, so you don't run into people as often as you would in high school. Sometimes I sit next to someone in a lecture hall and I'm like, oh my god, that girl, like I could be friends with her, and then I never see her again. They'll just sit somewhere else, and I'm already so blind, like I'm not gonna be able to see that person in the lecture hall. You guys know I started off freshman year, did 2 quarters, took 2 quarters off, and now I'm back. And coming back, one of my goals was to like meet more people and grow my circle. I don't think I've made a single friend. Even though I wanted to meet people, like I wasn't like forced to just because I already knew people. When you first start college, it's so easy to make friends. Like that first 2 months when no one knows each other, everyone's new, everyone's on the same boat, everybody wants to make friends. Take advantage of that time. That's like your time to shine. You can go sit next to somebody, no one's gonna think it's weird. Don't be like, okay, I already found like my group of friends, I'm set. When you first start, don't be shy. Everybody wants to make friends. Talk about being waitlisted. So as you guys know, I was waitlisted for NYU, which was my dream school, but I ended up committing to UCSB, which is where I go right now. If you're waitlisted to a school, you can appeal their decision. So you can go back and tell them like why you deserve to be in that school, like write them a letter, call their admissions office, learn their appeal process. Admissions office for UCSB and NYU were literally on speed dial on my phone. I had so many questions. I'm sure the people that work there literally knew my name. That's their job. Like they're sitting there all day to help people with the admissions process. Someone said drinking culture and social pressure is a real thing. You need to be damn strong. Party culture, especially at UCSB, such a general discourse that UCSB is like a party school and all we care about is partying. And I I will say, like, there are a lot of parties throughout the week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. I think last year, especially because I was in a sorority, I didn't want to feel like I'm not doing what everybody else around me is doing. I was trying to socialize and I just didn't want to, you know, be the person sitting in their dorm studying, so I would go out a lot and I'd still get good grades, but it's just like I would wear myself out. I would go out, wake up early in the morning, start studying, study all day, study the next day, like go out again and then have a midterm the next day, you know? It's like you want to keep up with that party culture while still trying to balance your time. You're just not resting enough and you're having a shitty diet. Like once you start to tell yourself like, no, I'm not gonna go out, I have other responsibilities. That's what I do this quarter. Like I think I've literally gone out like 3 times or something. There's girls that are like, oh, I have a midterm tomorrow and I'm so not prepared, but I'm going out anyway just because all my friends are going out. And I'm like, are your parents paying thousands of dollars for you to attend school so you can CEO an office hoe? No. How to deal with getting rejected by your dream school. I got rejected from my dream school, NYU. I went to my plan C, and I literally am so happy. Just because one dream was deferred doesn't mean you can't make your own in a different school. Do you get homesick a lot? I get super homesick when I'm literally sick. I just want to go home and be with my mom and eat her food and have her like take care of me. That's really bad. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you other times as well. There's so many people that literally would cry in their dorm room because they were homesick. But I've never been someone that's like super attached to their home. Change in difficulty in coursework from high school to college. I think in high school it was a lot of busy work. Like people would just give you work and be like, do this worksheet, do this, do this. Sometimes I have classes where literally my whole grade in the class is determined by a midterm and a final, and that's it. I guess my secret for balancing schoolwork and getting good grades in college without like completely dying is you'll realize like in the beginning of the semester or the quarter, you're a lot more like motivated to do stuff. My tip would be don't waste all your motivation and energy to do work in those first few weeks, because sometimes I would like put so much into my work, get every single thing completed, like be on top of it, but by like mid-quarter, I'm like worn out because I've been doing so much work. So instead, try to like spread that out throughout the quarter. You can evaluate what you need to do and what you can like let slide, and like you don't really have to read that article or take notes on that topic. I've just kind of come to learn that first paragraph, a few sentences from the middle body of the article, conclusion paragraph, done. And I know it's bad to say because like no amount of knowledge is ever like unnecessary. I think it's okay to cheat a little, not like cheat off other people or like steal people's work, you know, throw away some of the work that you don't think is super necessary in order for you to succeed in that class. Honestly, high school or college? Definitely college. I hated high school. The people were weird. Everyone was weird. Here everyone's mature. Well, not everyone, but a lot of the people are mature. I guess it was like the Beverly Hills bubble that I went to high school in, where it was a lot about like what car you came into the parking lot with, and it was a lot about like, oh, do you have a Louis Vuitton keychain hanging from the back of your pocket? Like it was a lot of those things that they weren't spoken of, but people paid attention to it. Oh, did you get the new Travis Scott shoes? Like here on campus, sometimes people are barefoot. That sometimes concerns me because I'm like, bro, you're gonna get some toe infection. Obviously it has a lot to do with the school that I go to. So make sure that when you are choosing your school, do your research, go spend some time there. Like Nikki's dream school was UCSB, and then she came and visited me. Nikki's my best friend, by the way, last year for a weekend. And when she went home, she was like, I don't think I could go there. She ended up going to NYU and now she loves it. Every school's vibe and atmosphere and how it works is different, so do your research. Does your SAT score matter? A lot. I was like stressing about my SAT score because when I was in high school, everyone that I knew like was working really hard to get into college, their SAT scores would be like 1400, 1450, 1460. I got a 1390, kind of giving myself a lot of shit about it. I didn't like study that hard for it or at all. I just like thought I barely got into UCSB. That's what I thought. But then when I got here, I realized like people's SAT scores were like 1250 and like 1300. They were like lower than mine, and I wasn't expecting that. 3 people off the top of my head who had higher SAT scores than me and higher GPAs than me, all of them got rejected from UCSB. I think that says a lot about, 1, your essays, put in work. Also, what the hell are you doing outside of school? My essays and my extracurriculars were loaded because I did YouTube and cool brand deals. Colleges care about that stuff. I want to pursue music. Should I have a backup plan in case I don't get into those? I think you should have a backup plan no matter what you're pursuing. Plan A doesn't always work out. People don't always get into the major that they want to. So for the next few questions, Tom is gonna help me answer them so that we get a different perspective in the vibes. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is making close friends hard in college?
No. I think this is where you find your close friends, because in high school you're forced to be there, but in college everybody came here as a choice.
Oh.
Like most people did. So the people that you meet here, I think it's easier to like have things in common with them. This is where I made my close friends, like friends that I think I can see in my life forever.
How do you save up while you're in college?
That's the hardest thing, like money.
Yeah. What else do you save up? Tom likes to go to the beach and collect seashells.
So that was something that I still need to learn how to do.
Oh, so you can't really give advice on that?
Nope.
How is dating in college compared to high school?
It relates to my last question, but like if you choose to date someone in college, you just have more freedom to do whatever you want with that person as well.
I know
like you're living on your own, and that person's also living on their own, so you can choose to like bring your TV over to the other.
Never mind. When you're in college, I think you're a step closer to like another level in your life.
You're making more purposeful decisions.
Yes.
It's time to go. I have class. I'm gonna go learn about the Latin American history.
Which one do you prefer, dorm or having your own apartment? I feel like there's a very obvious answer to this. Having your own apartment. Every time I walk into my apartment, I'm like, wow, like I'm such an independent adult. It's not always rainbows and sunshines though, when you have to like cook and clean and like put on the sheets on your bed, which is probably my least favorite activity in the world. Your dorm, you have a lot less space. You're most likely sharing it with someone, but I do miss that feeling of knowing that there's people around you at all times. Like I miss being able to go down like a flight of stairs and hanging out with my friends, having a roommate that I can hang out with at night. Other friends are always coming in and out, and it was just like a common area that we could all come back to, and like I miss that. If you don't live in a dorm, is it easy making friends? Every single friend I have now was through the dorms. Unless you're like in a sorority house, it's a great way of making friends. I didn't really make any friends in class just because they're so big. I would really, really recommend that you live in a dorm your first year. Favorite and least favorite thing about college and why? Making really good memories that I think I can look back on later in life. There's nothing in this world that I think gives it more value than spending good time with good people. Another thing would be actually the learning part of things. Like I love learning. I'm very hungry for knowledge. Like I'm constantly reading. I think it makes me an overall more well-rounded person. I like to bring in the knowledge that I've learned in class because obviously that's all based on like factual hard evidence, and I can back up my claims and be more credible through that when I do make my videos. Like today I'll insert a video right here. There was like this Indian musician who came in and they did a traditional song, and I learned about this new instrument that I didn't know existed. It's just beautiful, and it's not even just that. Like every day I learn something crazy and new, and I get excited for that stuff. Maybe that makes me like a total nerd. It has a lot to do with do what you enjoy. College is the time for you to kind of like navigate through all these different options that are presented to you. Like there's so many different majors, there's so many different classes. Like if you don't like what you're studying and you hate going to class and doing your work on it, what makes you think that you're gonna like the career that comes out of those courses? Oh my god, this is so true. You do all your homework to have free time, but when you have free time, you feel like you're wasting time, so you do more homework. Story of my life. It's almost like every time I have free time, I guilt trip myself into thinking I'm wasting time. So then I find things for me to do, which is so bad. Like I need to reward myself, I feel like, for working hard and getting stuff done. I just want to like chill. Is all the work worth it in the end? I'm not at the end yet. I'm only like halfway, barely halfway into it. And so far, I think coming here definitely was worth the struggles that I had to go through in high school. Like I met people that made it worth it. I've definitely become a better person since the first day I started. So I actually really want to go abroad. I've been talking about it. So if that ends up happening, it'll definitely be worth it. There is answers to everything. Do not worry. If things don't go according to plan, then maybe maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much, all the way to Pluto and back. Bye.